Then we started to talk about starting to move into automation and kind of campaign activity. So this was a typical consideration of a life stage model, from first becoming aware to considering to first use to multi-use. Ideally that becomes a loyalty loop. If it doesn't quite work, then you are moving into a lapsing or a kind of win-back phase. And what was some of the key activity that we could put based around that life stage, from getting someone to sign up through to the transactional order confirmations through to anniversary and cross-sell and upsell. But we agreed that that was a lot for any business to kind of do in one way, so then we simplified it right back and said if there were 3 core areas that we would look at, it should be abandon because it's revenue generating before we start, welcome because it's the second most engaged that anyone will be with your business at the point they go, yes, I'm happy for you to send me stuff, and loyalty and win back because it's cheaper to get somebody to repurchase from you than it is to acquire a new customer. And in terms of putting that effort around, then we had a conversation around what it is to put a return on investment model together, this funneling of actually what's the volume of people I might be able to reach, of those who can I actually send the activity to, what might be the conversion, and actually what revenues that bring me, to then understand how much it's going to cost me to do versus how much am I likely to get in, and that becomes your marketing return of investment. And then we put it all together in terms of reaching this tipping point between actually doing something. So not stalling, not getting paralysed in the process again. If you've got a clear idea of what your messages are and who your customer is, and how to actually go and find those groups within your data, then you can start to do something with them, and ideally you can then start to automate and scale and become more sophisticated because you've got multiple variations that the machine is taking care of, rather than having to build and build and build. And with automation, we then looked at other ways of automating, so content based on open rather than send, so from countdown timer to social scrapes to web content, and the development of email across kinetic and different content being shown depending on when you're opening that content, so you've got one build being used in multiple ways. And we finished off with just looking at the progression and maturity from one send to everyone, through to segmentation, and then on to individualization. And that's where AI really starts to come in terms of being able to take more and more data points and actually help inform what the message channel and timing should be, beyond having to kind of work it out manually.